All right. Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to That Doggone Show. I'm Jackson Walker with Walker Canine Care. Cotton's running around. Will be introduced, I'm sure, shortly. She'll introduce herself. And this is my father, David Walker, my dad. Quick bio, he's from Anderson. He's a very gifted athlete. He's been married for how long?
46 years.
46 years.
In about 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, that's right. 46 years and 2 weeks. He is the man that led me to the Lord, been an amazing father, is an amazing father. A few years back, he decided to get a dog breed that I wasn't familiar with, and that's why he's here. So this is our first one, and we'd like to start with this. The Deutsch Drahthaar. Often misunderstood, often mistaken for other things, and we're kind of going to go through some of that. So, what made you decide? Really, what is a Deutsch Drahthaar?
Well, first of all, Jackson, Cotton, my Drahthaar, turned 9 last week. So I've had her 9 years, and going back 9 years to 2015, you got to go back to 2013 because I had to wait 2 years to get her. And so about in 2012, I was rocking about 248 pounds. And it was ridiculous, way too much, working behind the desk a lot, not having time to exercise. And I always loved bird hunting, and I thought, I'm gonna get a dog, and I knew nothing about dog training, but I wanted a dog that would be a great companion and a good hunting dog. And I love to go bird hunting and just walk hunting. Didn't like still hunting in any way.
You're mostly referring to quail, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Cotton.
That's fine. No worries.
No
worries. We got
it.
it.
The dog we're discussing happened to turn over the camera. She likes to be a part of everything.
This is brought to you by Take One Productions and and blood, sweat, and tears. So here we go.
So I decided I wanted a bird dog, and I did a little research. I read 9 books. I'd never trained a dog, and the last book I read was a small book, and it said, whatever you do, if you don't know what you're doing, keep your mouth shut and get a great dog. It'll know what to do when it turns 2. So I in my research, I decided to get a Drahthaar because I knew they loved being around people, but I wanted to be able to bird hunt, but I didn't want a flushing dog, a pointing dog, and a retriever. I wanted one dog that could do it all, that just my dog and I could go hunting. We did, and we walked, and I lost 46 pounds the first summer. I got her in...
Y'all never forget that. I was kind of worried.
Yeah, October. We started, I got her, I mean, she was 3 months old. And we just started going hunting and didn't know what we were doing. I'd carry a 410 shotgun, we'd walk. She busted birds. She wouldn't bring them back, but I just remember the book kept saying, have fun. So that's what I did. And when she turned 2, it's like the book said, it's like a light came on. But anyway, I wanted a versatile dog breed and did the research and found out the Deutsch Drahthaar.
Gotcha.
Flush. First of all, point
is
flush and retrieve.
Yeah.
Find them, point them, and retrieve them if I happen to be fortunate enough to hit the bird.
Awesome.
I've had to apologize to her many times.
Well, I've hunted over her many times as well, and it's been quite amazing. It always is. I tend to take a camera more now than a shotgun, but to get snapshots of her is amazing. And that kind of covers it. As far as what a Deutsch Drahthaar actually is genetically, I would refer you to the VDDGNA, that's Victor Delta Delta Golf November Alpha, VDDGNA. And that's the parent organization out of Germany that can give you the information on who is a reputable breeder, da-da-da-da-da.
Incredibly important.
Incredibly important.
One of the things, too, that I learned is to, if you can go see the dog's parents, that if you can get your eyes on them, not just a website, not a cute video, because you don't know if that's really the dog. If you order a dog by email and you've never seen it, now some people have to.
I've done that, but it never came in. The dog never came in.
Yeah, I think that it's very important. One of these books said,
wasn't a Drahthaar.
So in my research, I called a guy in Alabama who I'd heard about breeder, and he said, well, I'll talk to you. And he was very honest. He said, if you like the idea of a Deutsch Drahthaar, get a photograph and put it on the wall. Because they're a lot of trouble. They're a pain. You got to spend a lot of time with them, training. They're a prey drive, this, that, and other. And he said, but it's all worth it. And I thought that was kind of funny and scary.
Speaking of all worth it, she smells a little bit like a skunk.
Oh, God.
Prey drive.
3 weeks ago.
Prey drive's incredible.
I was in the shower at 5 in the morning. My wife came running in, and she had already gotten up about 4:30 and let Cotton out. Cotton sleeps in our bedroom with us, not the bed, the bedroom in the corner. She normally doesn't get up till I do. That morning, she got up with Jackie and went outside on the porch, and then Jackie came running in, and before she got to me to tell me what had happened, I could tell the smell was overpowering, and she had killed a very large skunk and brought it to the porch so my wife could see, and it was horrible. 7 baths and 3 weeks later, and she still smells a little bit, has a little bit of skunk smell to her.
The key there is killed. She got sprayed by a skunk and she continued to kill it. This prey drive is incredible.
Yeah.
Raccoons don't stand a chance. Creatures that fight back don't stand a chance, really.
Yeah.
Most of them.
But I really wanted a great companion and a good hunting dog.
And I see people all the time that ask about my dad and his dog, because she rides down the road with him all the time. And
she goes to work with me.
She goes to work with him.
She has a leather couch that she sleeps on during the day at my office, and I've got about 40 ladies that work with me, and they can't keep their hands off of her. So she's used to people being around her, and so she's, I really wanted that. I wanted to be able to take a dog to work with me. She's great with other dogs and with people. And she's a real good hunting dog, and not perfect, but she's a perfect companion and a really, really good hunting dog.
I think that sums it up. She's, from the outside looking in, you know, she's been so much for my dad. Yes. And my mom as well, but she's especially close with my dad, and
she's very close to whoever will give her food.
Yeah, and my mother loves her and pets her, and it's not that she favors one. It's just it's kind of
when I'm not here, she is stays close to my wife.
Yeah, she's like that. So there's and from my point of view, you know, you and my brother, your other son Boone, both kind of deal with this. What kind of dog is that? Well, it depends on the crowd that's asking. Right?
Yeah, and it's a Deutsch Drahthaar.
Right.
Parents from Germany. She's got the tattooed in her ear.
Her mom's from Germany. The dad's from Alaska.
Yeah, but from the German, the dad's from in the German heritage. The more Americanized dogs that are bred here are called German Wirehair, and in effect, Deutsch Drahthaar is German wire hair. And people will not.
But it has no German wire hair in it. Right.
No, because German wire hair.
It has no German wire hair in it. It's poodle pointer, Griffon, and the VGG DNA or VDDGNA will give you all that info.
Yeah, it's good to go look.
Talk about the awesomeness of the breed. And
yeah, and here she comes now, and we'll get her over here. Cotton,
come on, Cotton.
So
on mine, go ahead.
So she's a female. She's a large female. Most of them are 40 to 50 pounds. She stays 60 to 70.
She's big.
No fat on her. Come here. Hey, buddy. And she is fantastic. Like I say, she loves people. And
she's a wise dog. She'll stare into your soul.
And there are, she really thinks she's part of the family. And I take her, she rides in the back of my truck, and I often come out to my truck, the bank or somewhere in business, and people will be at my truck with their hands on her face, you know, petting her, because you can see her whole body wagging. Everybody knows she's friendly when they walk up to my vehicle because her whole body is wagging. And I've got a fan in there, and of course I don't take her with me if it's too hot. Can't be too cold for her, but if it's too hot, I don't take her with me, or I'll leave it running with the air on. And but again, I hunt preserved quail. I've hunted wild quail, hunted woodcock.
If you got a duck without knowing, that was a cool story. My brother, who's got her littermate, Rio, kind of tricked you.
Well, what happened was, the first time I'd taken her, I hunt almost exclusively quail, some ducks. My other son, Boone, who has her sister, hunts almost exclusively ducks and a little bit of quail. And so the first time I took her duck hunting, she'd never been, and we'd never really talked about it. And I told her basically what was going to happen. But we go out there, and we're on a dam, we're shooting, duck flies over, and my other son, Boone, kills it and lands in a cypress swamp behind us. And Cotton just takes off back and dumps.
Well, Boone held Rio.
He held his dog.
Without you knowing.
Yeah, so I didn't know what was going on. I knew Rio would go get the duck, but Boone held her, so Cotton instinctively jumps in the swamp, and I was very worried about her because I heard that yelp when they're chasing something, and I heard a lot of splashing going on, and Boone told me to turn around and focus on the incoming ducks. She'd do fine, and I was very worried about her. But about 10 minutes later, here she comes up the bank with a duck. So they know what to do. If you get a good dog, it's bred well, good lineage, they know what to do. And so that was we've just had a lot of fun together. Is basically.
That's a great way to sum it up.
Yeah.
Going from there, the key there, when I see patients that are Drahthaars and clients, I see sometimes, and I only have 3 or 4, but sometimes what I want to emphasize, virtually no health problems. The thick hair can cause some issues with burring, things getting caught in there. You've got to check their paws. You got to check them over because they're so tough, they won't tell you they're hurting. The other thing is, if you're going to get one and you want it to turn out right, you've got to spend time with it. You kind of almost got to get past the point of raising kids.
Yes.
I say that loosely, but you know, he waited. He's a very patient man, and he waited till the time was right. Spay and neuter, we'll get to that later. I made him and my brother wait a year.
Through their first heat.
And I mean, from my end, you know, if you do choose to get one, if you don't put in that time, that one-on-one time, they'll best you. And
they're not dogs that stay in a kennel outside in a barn.
Great point. You know, the English pointer that you chunk in a kennel, that's not this dog.
No, it's not. It becomes a part of your family. And matter of fact, the breeder asked me, where is this dog going to live?
Great breeder.
And
Yeah.
I said, I didn't really know there was a special answer. I said, well, gosh, we probably going to keep it inside. And we do. I mean, he said, well, if you had sat outside in the kennel, I wouldn't sell you the dog. These dogs are meant to be in the house. And that's another thing, to have such a strong prey drive. This dog has an office off switch and a house off switch. When she comes in, or she goes into my office, she behaves like she's in an off. Now, after she was 1.5 or 2 or so, I mean, she's a puppy. But when she comes in the house, man, she is chill on her bed. But that's very important. I didn't realize that at the time. Breeder said, no, they're not a kennel
Interesting.
dog.
I didn't know that story.
Yeah.
Tommy was a great man, and he only bred, a couple times a year, which I think is a rule. So it's been an amazing experience being her brother, and watching him be so happy, and my mom love her so much.
Yeah.
It's been really cool for us to see that, and to get to be her vet's even more cool. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you've learned a little bit more about the Drahthaar, and just can make an informed decision if that's on your short list. So the Doggone Show is coming to an end. Thanks again to my dad, David Walker, my mom, Jackie, who's in there, probably cooking something up, and Cotton, especially Cotton, and to my practice, Walker Canine Care, who that pays my bills, because the Doggone Show is again brought to you by no one. Thank y'all so much. Have a wonderful day. Ours is just getting started.